Good morning. This is Alex Mathers. Let's talk about making videos regularly, making videos consistently. Right now I'm in a rather challenging phase, I guess for many, in my video production career, in that not many people are following me. And this is the phase where you need to reassure yourself with metrics that go beyond how many followers you've got, and remind yourself as to why you want to be doing regular content like videos every day or several times a week or month, for other reasons. So I've come up with a little list of reasons why I'm creating a video every day, regardless of how many followers I accrue, and hopefully incentivize you guys and inspire you guys to also create daily if possible, without worrying about how many people are following you, without worrying about how many subscribers you've got on YouTube, and just doing it anyway. So the first reason is basically it's easy. So I can grab my phone, and this is obviously with regards to videos, I can grab my phone and pull it up and start chatting, and it takes 5 minutes and it looks a bit silly. People are looking, but you know, whatever comes to mind you can share. It can take a few minutes, you can share it, and it's up there. It's up there for potential people to learn from you and gain from you. But obviously this is more about you in this case. So the second point is creativity. So doing this and committing to something creative every day is going to make you more creative. It's amazing how many ideas come to me through the day now that I've made the commitment to creating a daily video. There's always something prodding me in my mind with which I can use to create the next video or the next article or whatever. So you become more creative. Your creative juices are constantly flowing, and it's quite a satisfying way of being, because you're always getting these little nods, these little prompts, these little ideas that come to you much more than normal if you weren't committed to a regular schedule of creating. The next thing is discipline. So discipline for me is basically the ability to consistently deal with your own resistance to doing stuff, especially doing important things. And I think that creating every day is fairly important. In fact, very important. And if you can commit to doing something like this every day, your discipline is going to grow. With every moment you don't feel like doing it, and you still do it nevertheless, your discipline is going to grow harder, grow stronger. And this of course filters into other areas of your life and is very important. I keep licking my lips and I apologize for that. What else? So self-discipline is going to grow, and the best, most opportune moments for self-discipline to grow is not when you feel like doing a video, it's when you feel least like doing a video. And if you can still do it regardless of how uncomfortable you feel or how not in the mood you feel, the more you're going to grow and the more discipline is going to spread into other areas of your life. So self-discipline is a big one. The next one is, gosh, I had a good list of these earlier and I've forgotten them already. So it helps me develop a more healthy, more positive relationship with my ego. And this is closely tied with the whole self-discipline thing, but your ego doesn't want you to show yourself. It doesn't want you to expose yourself to vulnerability and the potential to be rejected by people. And if you can get your ugly mug on a video every day, you're going to be directly in contest with your ego, who wants you to look perfect, to say the perfect words, to say the perfect sentences, and you are effectively in sort of denial of that need to be perfect. And over time you'll start to grow a positive relationship with your ego rather than being in a battle with it. Your ego will start to understand, okay, this is a character who believes in themselves and is going to continue regardless, and I better stop trying to get in his way. So it's about developing a healthy relationship with your ego rather than trying to fight it. And the best way to do that is to show yourself over and over again with repetition that you aren't going to give up. You aren't going to give up in the face of your ego's requests to be perfect and to look perfect and to say the best lines. So you'll develop a very healthy relationship with your ego, and this is of course going to benefit you in other ways, because your ego is trying to stop you from exposing yourself in all areas of your life, taking positive action, doing things that are going to help you in your career. So 5 minutes a day with a video is a really healthy way of improving that relationship, and I'm finding myself more and more confident every day that I do this. My communication skills are improving. Not too long ago I found it much harder to come up with an idea that I could speak on at length for more than a few minutes without stumbling, and even though I'm doing a little bit of that today, I'm getting better and better at it. And of course, communication skills and being able to take the muddled ideas that are in your head and translate them and transform them into something that people can use and be inspired by and be persuaded by is a very powerful skill, as you probably know. So daily videos and even writing and podcasts and things like that are going to help you with your communication style. It's going to help you find your voice, and it's going to help you mold your skill at translating ideas into spoken and written words. The other thing is that when you have to come up with a video, something creative daily, at the intensity of the daily level, it's going to push you to do things beyond your comfort zone. It's going to push you to do things that take you further than the last video. Not that you're going to try and outdo yourself every time, but it's going to push you to be not only creative, but to do things that test your edges a little bit more and test your boundaries. And it might mean that you try new and interesting things to push yourself that is going to potentially engage your audience. I'm not saying do crazy, stupid shit that people do on YouTube all the time, but I'm saying it's a great way to get you thinking creatively along your boundaries, along your edges. So God knows what that's going to manifest in my case, but I'm already starting to think further and further afield in terms of how to challenge myself and to create more interesting content and to create different content than the last 6 videos, if you know what I mean, because it can get repetitive, and you can get comfortable with content, and you can end up sort of reiterating the same points over and over again. So you've probably seen a bit of that repetition. But of course, that's quite useful if you have an audience who need to be reminded. That's good, but I think creating over and over again, especially if you committed to it for like many months, is going to really push you to get creative and to get fresh and to move further afield. So that's another positive. So communication skills, creativity, self-discipline, pushing further afield, getting even more creative, getting out of your comfort zone, becoming intimate and developing a good relationship with your ego, which so often tries to hold you back. These are all reasons for doing daily videos that do not take follow accounts into consideration. There's a lot of good reasons for doing this just for yourself, and the reason I'm sharing this video with you is not for me, but for you, so you can hopefully pick up 1 or 2 of these ideas and get inspired to create your own daily content and improve yourself and your life in many ways by committing every day to doing something like this. And at the very basic level, I would recommend you guys just use your expensive phone and create something with that. You know, all it takes is turning on the video and just doing it and sharing it on YouTube or somewhere where it has the potential to help other people's lives. But more than anything, remember, it's about your own growth, and what the world needs most, fellows and fellowettes, is that you are growing. Because when you're growing, you're going to be alive. You're going to feel alive. You're going to feel in touch. You're going to feel a spiritual connection with the world around you. You're going to feel like you're more and more in control. And that's what the world needs. The world doesn't need people who hide away and feel sorry for themselves and disrespect themselves and have no self-discipline. So use these opportunities to mold your self-discipline and mold yourself into a warrior that the world needs, and a live, interesting character. Hope that helped. Yeah, subscribe to these. Do like this if you liked it, and I'll be in touch.